All right, and we are live. Hi, my name is Austin. I'm here with Maddox Foundation and talking with Miss Kara Delaney and Brenda Smith, who are with Maddox Foundation Volunteer Center. So thank you guys for talking with me today. And
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, and thank you for all that you guys are
Austin.
doing during this pandemic. And so just a little bit of information on the Volunteer Center. The Volunteer Center is actually a program of the Community Foundation, Northwest Mississippi. And you guys work with all the nonprofits in the area in your 11 county region to just coordinate volunteers to get people connected with those nonprofits and serving in any capacity. And so obviously that has changed a lot with the shelter-in-place order and with the COVID-19 pandemic. And so how has that affected the Volunteer Center and what you guys do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, one of the things that Brenda and I have been doing with our nonprofits is communicating, the safety procedures with the CDC, making sure that volunteers that are still volunteering with the nonprofits are following social distancing and wearing masks and gloves. Many of our nonprofits chose to close, so we don't have as many active volunteers out there right now, but the ones that are really just following that CDC. The Volunteer Mississippi also sent out recommendations, and we shared that with our nonprofits as well.
Okay, great. So you guys are just funneling those resources over to them and letting them know what options are available to them and how they can continue doing what they do while still being safe, which is great. And you guys are coordinating a lot with the nonprofits and even helping out with the Feed Fund. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, we got started right after everything got closed down, I guess about March 16th. Can you believe that it's been a month that we've been working from home? We have been working we were polling and surveying our nonprofits to find out exactly what they were doing, that kind of thing. And then we moved more into the feed program. We have been going in all of our 11 counties that are part of our volunteer center. By going, I mean, we have been emailing, we have been talking on the phone, we have been messaging, all of those things to communicate with them and find out exactly what they were doing, which pantries in each of the counties were open, which of them had to close for a particular reason. Some of them have a problem, obviously, because pantries tend to be, have their volunteers tend to be retired people. That's who mans pantries across the country, I guess, at least in Mississippi. And so some of them were not able to continue with that, but they've worked out a lot of that. And we have found out what the pantries are doing, what they need. Of course, as Kara said earlier, we have worked with them to ensure that they are working with volunteers safely. That's very, very important. That we have found out whether they had masks and gloves, and if they were doing a drive-through type of pantry. At this time, and in a lot of cases, it's much safer to have the clients drive up, put the food into their vehicle rather than having come into the pantry. So we've been working with them on that. If they were not doing it, to get them to move to that type of situation. We realized too that masks were not available. So we do have a group of volunteers that have been working. They have made probably around 400 masks to this point that we have distributed to our pantries, and we're continuing to do that. It's a matter of them dropping them off or leaving them on the door and I've picked some up that way, or
Yeah.
just whatever. We just, some of the people I've not met yet, so I look forward to doing that, except maybe to wave at them. But we have distributed masks. We've also been able to find gloves that we've done that, and are continuing that. But more important, I think after we've seen that they're safe, we've been working to, the Community Foundation has been working to collect funds that we have been able to distribute it through grants to pantries throughout Northwest Mississippi.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so for any nonprofits that are maybe watching this and they haven't been in communication with you guys, or even people who are maybe going a little stir crazy and just trying to find some extra things to do, what are some of those safety things that they should be aware of, that they should be implementing either at the nonprofit while they've got volunteers there, or if I'm looking to go volunteer, what are some things that I should expect or be prepared for?
Well, we discourage them from having more than 9 or 10 people. We ask them really to try to avoid as much of that as possible. Of course, with pantries and things like that, it's unavoidable. But to try to keep the numbers at what the CDC has recommended. Also to continue to do the 6 feet, wear the mask, wear the gloves. If you want to be involved, try to volunteer in a way that you don't necessarily have to go to the facility. One of our nonprofits that we work with out of Tunica, they've gone online. So all of their mentors and volunteers that do mentoring have gone online with their students, the young people that they're working with. And so organizations are adapting. They're just like we all are. And there's still plenty of opportunity to volunteer and get involved. It's just going to look very differently than what it did, obviously, before March 16th. Right. So we just encourage them to just practice like you would in any job setting, and just follow the CDC as closely as you can. Right,
as closely as you can. And so, and you kind of hinted to this, Kara, but what are those opportunities that are available? What nonprofits are still open and functioning and looking for volunteers and needing them to do? So what can we as a community do to help and do our part volunteering safely and, even at home if necessary?
Our Get Connected website's the best way to connect with nonprofits to see where their needs are. Brenda and I are encouraging them to post and continue to post what those needs may be right now and how they've changed. You can contact them directly if you don't see a nonprofit that you're interested in online, but you can find their information on Get Connected. They may not have an opportunity listed, but if you're interested, you can contact them. All of their information is on there. You can go to our website at the Community Foundation to link to Get Connected, which has listed the nonprofits in our 11 counties that we work with, and you can connect that way. You can also contact Brenda or myself through the office, and we can help get you connected. I know that sounds redundant, but get you connected with opportunities, because they're contacting us all the time. We need help. We need this. And because Brenda and I work directly with these nonprofits on a daily basis, they contact us. They let us know what their needs are pretty regularly. So we're pretty familiar with where they are and what they need. As far as pantries are concerned, one of the good things that we've seen is a lot of the like the police department and fire department and some of the sororities, especially in Clarksdale and areas like that, have really stepped up to fill those gaps with the older community not being able to volunteer. So that has been a wonderful resource and has made mine and Brenda's job a lot easier. But so just if you want to, obviously making masks, Brenda and I have been so impressed with the women that have done that for us. And if you have that kind of skill or want to help in that way, that's something else they could do.
Yes. If I was just going to say, our website is cfnm.org, and then to the volunteer section would be /volunteer. So cfnm.org/volunteer, and then you can connect with our Get Connected website. And as Kara said, it's very important, even if there are listed alphabetically on there, about 225 or so nonprofits. There also, you can look at them in a group of like counties, if you want to look at your particular county. And even if they don't have a particular opportunity listed now, as Kara said, you can give them a call and say, hey, how can I help? Because there are a lot of things that you might could help them with at home, and maybe they have not listed it on their website. So just give them a call wherever you are. We're talking about 11 counties. So we're from Marshall, DeSoto, Tunica, all the way on down to the lower Delta. So Bolivar, LaFleur, Sunflower, and the in-betweens, Coahoma.
Everything in between.
Yes.
And I think that's so important what you said about calling them and just making sure that they, that you're reaching out to them because they may not have posted it yet. And that's just because everything changes so quickly.
Yes.
And, they're trying to be fast on their feet. And so, we're 1 hour, no, they may not have a need, but the next hour they do, or, this just came in and you call them and now you're able to get it. And really help out. And so I love that that information is available to them. And also visiting the website just so you can get familiar with what nonprofits are available to volunteer at for when things do return to our new normal and we're able to enjoy things physically and in person again. Well, now you've already got some background information and hopefully even a little bit of rapport with that nonprofit or with the staff there, and you're able to make a bigger impact even then. So thank you guys for all the hard work that you are doing and for continuing to serve these nonprofits and connect volunteers with them. Is there anything else that you guys could leave us with today? Maybe just a pearl or nugget that you want to throw out there?
Well, I would say that if you're interested in helping with the feed program, you can donate and that can go to a particular county. You can do it for your county. If you want to do it for Marshall or DeSoto or Coahoma or wherever for equipment, you can do that. But it's very important because these pantries have increased needs now. We know that there are a lot of people that are not working. And we think that when we move back closer to a new normal, there will be still a lot of problems that people will still need food. They will need resources. We are also working with our other nonprofits, not just the pantries, because they're going to need resources also. People are going to need a lot of things moving forward, unfortunately. So if you would like to donate, again, you can go to the cfnm.org and then click on the donate button and you can donate there. So we encourage people to do that to help our nonprofits. And please go to our Facebook page and which is the Maddox Foundation Volunteer Center / Northwest Mississippi Hub, our nonprofit center, which is terrific. And we work with lots of nonprofits, but also we are connected throughout the state with other nonprofits. So through Volunteer Mississippi, our hub is connected. So we have resources to share with the nonprofits out there, which is helping. And so we're getting resources from Volunteer Mississippi, from the Alliance to help with them, webinars, information. We're working through a survey to survey every one of our nonprofits to see what their needs are and what they anticipate their needs are when we get back, as you said, Austin, to the new normal.
Whatever that may be. And you made a great point there, Brenda, that the impact of this is going to be, you know, far reaching. Any stay-at-home orders or social distancing guidelines. You know, these nonprofits and in various industries are going to be in need, and re-looking at things and re-strategizing for months now. And so definitely now's the time to get involved and to get connected, so that we're able to meet those needs when they arise. So thank you guys again so much for all the work that you guys are doing, and for connecting with all of our nonprofits and serving all of that in that way. We definitely would not be able to do that stuff without you. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you for having
Thank
us
you.
on. And
You're very
again,
welcome.
thanks to all of our volunteers that are doing a great job.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.